So what do I think of living in Portland, Oregon? Well, I like it a lot personally for many reasons that I will talk about in this video, but I also realize that that's just my own experience, and there's also many people who are on their last straw and don't like it here and may want to move away after they've lived here for some time. And even more people will probably never want to live here in their lives, and that's totally fine. Sure, there's some things about Portland that aren't that great, but isn't that true for pretty much anywhere? For some people, depending on where you are, not just Portland, but any city, town, or place you may find yourself living, those negative things may outweigh the good things. Just like to me, Los Angeles, it's a great place, and I was born there. I lived there for many years. I'm still a diehard Dodger fan and always will be. I love a lot about LA, and in fact, I just got back from a trip there with my daughter, but ultimately I realized it wasn't a good place for me to live because the negatives just far outweighed the positives of living there for me. So I left. And when I think about it, I realize that this type of thing is happening every single day in every single city of America. People, for one reason or another, deciding they're fed up with the status quo and need to make a move. But this video is really just for those of you who are looking for a change, like I was almost a decade ago. And if you can identify with that, then before I finish my thought, I gotta throw out my shameless plug out there that I am a Portland realtor here and help clients move all the time to the area from all over the place. LA, San Francisco, New York, Colorado, Seattle, and even abroad to buy their dream home here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. And really, it all just starts with you reaching out to us. And you know what, I can't even tell you how much we love it when we get those calls, texts, emails, DMs on Instagram from all you guys that watch these videos. So if you have reached out to us already, thank you. If you haven't, well, what are you waiting for? All of our contact information is down below this video in the description. So don't hesitate to get in touch anytime, any day, so we can help you get moved up here to Portland. What I was used to before I moved here was a massively huge city, Los Angeles, with so many pros and so many cons of living there. One of the pros being pretty much my entire family lives there, and all the great food and entertainment options and the ocean and lots of others, honestly. But I just felt something greater, I don't know, something different pulling me away. Even though everyone I knew and loved was in LA, to me, LA was a massive, endless black hole with basically infinity people and a seemingly everlasting, impossible treadmill of chasing after the things I wanted to accomplish in life. That figurative treadmill was elongated by the never-ending traffic jams going basically in all directions, making an already daunting driving distance seem profoundly impossible every single day. The smog-lined skyline, the insane amount of people, and the never-ending dead landscape of mountains of brush and brownness overshadowed all the things that I loved about LA, and I just needed out. Was it ever possible to escape? Well, yeah. I mean, I craved something more, but less at the same time. Something smaller, maybe more manageable, and maybe less overwhelming, but also something that opened up new possibilities for me, and that's what I saw in Portland. For you, I don't know, maybe it's Portland, or maybe it's Amsterdam, or maybe it's Paris, or Japan, or Alaska, New York, or the moon. I don't know, but it's truly amazing what simply moving can do sometimes to make you unstuck. Come on, boy. Instead of a sprawling urban jungle of gray and brown, I wanted a landscape that was full of life and green and nature, but also somewhere that had great city vibes and endless entertainment and food options that I was used to in LA. At some point, I finally reached that point where I was willing to let go of everything and move. Why would I even want to live in a city with no family, where there's still traffic, major homelessness crisis, a gradually climbing cost of living, and still a whole bunch of people? Well, because the traffic here didn't even really compare to the traffic I was used to before, and the homelessness problem was definitely something to consider. But when I finally moved here, I found that there are many parts of the city that are quiet and peaceful that aren't really bothered by that. And when I got to Portland, I quickly realized that it had all the amenities that I needed. It had the great food that I thought I would miss, the shows, and a few things that surprised me that I will talk about a little bit later in the video. I mean, you see it pretty immediately when you fly into Portland. It feels like it's under a blanket of trees. It's a bunch of fun things to do dispersed throughout the forest of I don't know, the greater Northwest. And the city allows nature and the land to exist not only beyond it in all directions, plentifully, but within it as well. Just flying into Portland, you feel like it's not that big of a city, but when you land, it's just because all the houses and the cool niche little streets are hidden among the trees. It's a city of neighborhoods, which means that it feels like kind of a small town when you're in the middle of it. Most parts like this, you have something that you can walk to, you know, like some sort of strip, coffee shops, bars, restaurants, stores, even food carts, or even a park. So whether you're in one of the laid back neighborhoods between Division and Hawthorne, or closer down to the river in Selwood, or closer to the Alberta Arts District in the Northeast, or St. John's, or somewhere more dense and urban like the Northwest, there is something for everyone. And by the way, I have made videos about every single one of the areas I just mentioned, and I'll put links down in the description below to all of these videos. So wait, not now, wait. But after this video is done, make sure you go check those out. Some of the things that surprised me about Portland are the weather and the nightlife scene. There's a pretty unique law here in Oregon that requires all establishments that sell alcohol to also sell food. And that law says that a minimum of 5 meals must be available when serving food, but many spots go above and beyond, which makes Portland a surprisingly great place to find some late night eats. When I moved up here from Los Angeles, I expected it to be raining non-stop, all the time pouring, which surprisingly was not true. Does it rain here more than down south? Absolutely. Does it rain constantly? Nah. You'll get some days throughout the winter that are all day rain fests, but for the most part, you will just get some groggy afternoon drizzles or early morning showers, and the rest of the day you can just have overcast with moderate temperatures. I also made a video all about the Portland weather, so make sure you check that out down in the description as well. There's a lot going for Portland: the city, the suburbs, the nature, the friendly people, and the neighborhoods, and even the neighborhood kitties. I'm not sure if it's a good fit for you or not, but you know, if you've never been here, you should just come visit. Please do that before you talk crap in the comments about Portland if you're one of those people. And if you want to live here, at least you know I don't regret moving here. As promised, right here is where you can find those other videos I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video. So click here to keep learning about different areas of Portland, and thanks for watching.